This video is not what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. Stay tuned and you'll learn the real secret of becoming a sharp sports bettor. Welcome to The Advantage. I'm A-Train Bets and I use my brain to make bets. In this video, we're going to talk about the real secret of becoming a sharp sports bettor. Quite frankly, this is a topic that is top of mind for me today because everywhere I look, I am constantly surrounded by sports betting, blah, 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 blah. We've got people talking all of this stuff all the time about how easy it is, how simple it is, how just buy these picks, how just join my Discord, how just use this tool and you'll be successful. You'll be rich. We'll got stacks of cash and we'll double that bread. Well, the real answer is none of that. The real answer is, unfortunately, the same answer that you're going to get if you want to be successful in anything. And the fact is it's work. It's hard work. That's part of the secret. It's not the whole secret. I'm just going to say this, the whole secret's work. Just stay with me. The fact is that just like any learned skill, you got to learn it. There's no shortcut. You can't copy off the answer on the math test from my desk and expect to know math when you walk out of the room. You might pass a test. You might make a good bet. You might make a little bit of money. But the fact is that if you don't learn how, you will never be a sharp sports bettor. And if you want to be a sharp sports bettor, more than you just want to make a good play here or there, and quite frankly, anytime you do that, the people that are providing you that information, they're going to take all the benefit. You're not going to overcome the hold of the sports books and pay the tout for the picks and have enough edge left for you. It's just not happening, right? So the best way to do this is to learn and build the skills yourself. It's not magic. It's not rocket science. We're in the lab today, but it's not rocket science. I promise you that. And I want to think about a topic that a lot of you out there probably are also interested in. Being interested in sports betting, many of you also play golf, right? It's like becoming a great golfer. Sports betting's like becoming a great golfer. It's a lot of work. But when you get picks from others, it's like watching golf on TV, right? It's like watching somebody else play the game and you be like, I can enjoy the journey with this player. And when they win, I'm happy. But when they lose, I'm sad. But you know what? You still got to go back to work tomorrow and do your job and live your life. So why not do this in sports betting as well? Why not be in the game yourself? Quite frankly, I got bad news for you again. This is a bad news video. Too bad. This is how it is. The fact is, simple techniques are like watching golf in person. So yeah, you're not watching on TV anymore. You're there in person watching this person live their life and living vicariously through them. I don't care if you're doing top-down, positive EV, steam chasing, arbitrage, anything where the tool provides all of the answer and you just go like, I'm going to be the little hamster on the wheel. I'm going to go play this pick because it told me. The little algo talt said to play this one now, right? That's one step better. You're in person listening to some other thing. And the problem is liars are everywhere. How are you going to know what's lying to you? How are you going to know if this is a good strategy? How do you know if this thing that was working is no longer working? Because the one great truth in advantage gambling of any kind is that the edge goes away. The opportunity goes away. And in sports betting, everybody is the opponent. All of the books are the opponent. All of the other bettors are the opponent, right? It's you playing a data analytics game trying to win a bet where you put yourself out there saying, this is the thing I'm investing my money in today. And you can't trust anyone but your own brain. Don't trust me. Don't think that I'm here telling you all of this stuff just because I've got software we're selling. I've got my whole live stream. I've got my videos content. I've got a bunch of different things that I'm doing that are why I want you watching this video. But the fact is that I'd rather you also be skeptical of me. Even though I'm trying to help you, I'd rather you think I'm not, because nearly no one else is. And the fact is that you shouldn't trust any of them, including me, right? You should go out and learn for yourself, be skeptical and be creative and curious in what you do. So we've talked about watching golf on TV is like getting picks from someone else. Watching golf in person is like using one of these simple strategies. You do arbitrage risk-free. It's not risk-free when they don't honor your bet or they limit you on one side, and then all of a sudden you have $500 that you didn't want to bet on one thing and you think that's risk-free. Okay. Right? That's not risk-free, A. B, any idiot can do arbitrage. What are you going to do when the markets move faster? Huh? How are you going to extend that? Right? It's not simple. It's fucking grueling. Right? Only when you are starting to develop your own strategies are you even playing the game. You're not a pro, but you're not even playing the game until you start to look at your own strategies. Just like in golf, you can buy the best equipment. You can buy a train station, best there is, the most powerful there is. But until you swing that club, until you go in and start to analyze and decide, you're not playing the game, right? So you can get the equipment, but that only gets you so far. You got to read the books. You got to get coaching, right? But you got to swing your own club and you got to practice. You're talking about what does it take to be a professional gambler? What, have you won your club tournament? You want to go pro at sports betting? You know how many people sports bet? A whole bunch. You think the simple ass strategy is going to get you to pro and sports betting? Are you out of your mind? Slow the roll. Become decent first. Start to learn something first. Think about how sports betting is just like all of these other things. You know who makes the most money in golf? The best 3 golfers in the world. And the best golfer makes twice as much as the other 2 combined. Welcome to sports betting too. The best bettors in the world, I'm not one of them. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not even in the conversation in terms of my betting. I've done data analytics consulting for 25 years. I know how to build systems. I know how this stuff works at a high level, but my playing days are over. I'll play, but I'm senior tour at best. So the fact is that I know my own capabilities. Do you know yours? You don't have to be a math genius, but you got to be good at something in sports betting. I'll tell you what that is. First off, you need to practice. You need to play and you need to learn as much as you can. Just like golf, the person who's golfing every day is going to be better than the person who's golfing once a week. Better than the person that's playing once a week is going to be better than the person playing once a month. The person that plays once a month is going to be better than me, who played once in the last 3 years. That's just a fact. So if you're not sports betting, if you're not trying, you're not learning, you're not practicing, you're not swinging the club, then you ain't playing. You ain't playing. You're playing a different game. You're playing I want to have some entertainment game. You might as well just go bet at DraftKings on that same game parlay and stop trying on this because you're not playing the game. You're watching the game on TV. Okay. So it's pretty clear though what sports betting actually is. And this is where hope starts to enter this equation. But reality needs to be there first because I hear way too much insanity around thinking, oh, just because the game is simple, it's easy to put in a bet. That the game is simple because it's easy to put in a bet. It's not simple. Winning it all is hard. Not losing is hard. Winning a lot. Winning the most. Being one of the top 3 in the world. Good on you if that's your ambition. Are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to work to achieve that ambition? Because this is a simple game. But it's a beautiful thing. Sports betting is a simple game in terms of its construction. Sports books offer odds on either side of a bet market and make their money from the hold in between the different numbers on those odds. And bettors get to choose your plays. We get to choose our plays. And if we choose well enough, we win. That's the game. The game is simple. How you get to those bets is not simple. It's really complicated. How do you hit the ball to the green? Well, conceptually, it's simple. But then it gets complicated, right? How hard do you swing? What club do you use? What's the lie? What ball? What thing? Blah, blah, blah. How does the thing roll and all that? It's a very nuanced game. Sports betting appears simple. Hit the ball in the hole. It's a nuanced game. The cycle in which, the way you play this game, the way you get better, the way you become good at this is not simply saying, oh, I'm going to do what this other person does. The way you become good at this is saying, I need to know how to make those decisions around the bets I choose to place. And I need to know how to play the game my way, in my strengths, with the things that I'm interested in and the things I'm willing to work at. The strategy is simple. This is something that I talk about. I have a data leadership book. You can find it at dataleadershipbook.com. And the same principle applies in sports betting just like it applies in data-driven behaviors in a corporate world, right? And it's a very simple cycle. The first thing you do is you form a hypothesis. Just start swinging the freaking club. Form a hypothesis. This would be your betting strategy. What's a betting strategy? Can you have more than one betting strategy? Absolutely. Different strategies, different sports, whatever. Form one. Come up with a strategy, a hypothesis. Say, I think that if I bet on this kind of thing under these kinds of circumstances, this will happen. Start with that. Okay? Do that. Then test that hypothesis. Go out, see, make some bets. Go and make the plays. Paper trade it. Doesn't matter if you put real money on it, but you gotta track it and gather more data, because you gather the data through the testing that you do, through those bets that you make, through swinging that club, and you can evaluate those. You can evaluate those results. You gather and analyze the data from the practice, from that swinging that you did with those bets, and you get to learn from what happened. And there's techniques to do that. We cover a ton of it in all the videos that we have. But you take that learning and you adjust the hypothesis. You say, oh, I need to move my shoulder a little bit this way. You can read those books and say, oh, I might need to do this or that or whatever. But it's not about saying, hey, how do you hit the ball on the green? Hey, Tiger, how do I become a good golfer? Tiger says, practice, asshole. Right? That's the thing. And that's where it's so frustrating for me, because right now I'm inundated with people who are asking me, hey, Train, what's your strategy? What settings do you use? How do you do this? And I'm happy to coach you. I'm happy to coach any of our members. We can have conversations, happy to do it. But I can't give you the one sentence answer of here's how you don't suck anymore, because the answer is in this video. This is the answer. This is the video I'm sending to all of you when you ask me for those things. So I'm like, I can give you that, but that's an answer key. That's not the way you get to be able to do this when you are making your own bets. And that's the difference. I'm the only one out there, I think, that seems to be saying these things, because nobody else wants you to know that this is the actual game. This is the game of sports betting. This is how it should be played. This is the game you play when you play sports betting. They'd rather you watch them on TV. They'd rather you give them the money so they can have that life. And I'm here saying, I think anybody should be able to play this game. I think anybody should be able to enjoy this game. It's certainly better than going and doing the same dumb hunch-based bullshit that they'll have you do. There's a reason these books promote what they do, because they are experts at removing your money from you. And if you want to play a game that gets you a fair fight, that makes sports betting something lucrative, something worth doing, this is the answer. And I don't have the game. I don't have the recipe for you. You have to go and swing that club. And so that is what I wanted to talk about today. This feels a little bit like one of my live stream sermons. They tend to happen on Sunday. I don't understand why that is. But this is one that needs to be heard, needs to be watched, needs to be thought about all the time. Because quite frankly, this is probably the most important video I've ever done. Because this is what you need. If you really want to be a sharp sports bettor, this is the answer. So hopefully this secret, not that much of a secret after all, but it's what you needed to hear. So with that, thank you for listening. I'm glad you got it to the end of the video. And please reach out. If there's any way I can help you on that journey, I want to, but I can't do the journey for you. So for now, this train is leaving the station. Until next time, save the units for the bros and do your betting like the pros with A Train Station. Thank you.